Gundam.tk presents God Gundam. Hey, how's it going everybody? This is Robert184 from Gundam.tk and I'm continuing my look at the high-grade Future Century G Gundam. Don't forget to check out the earlier parts for the deboxing and the box tour, but now these plates already, there's a lot more color and variety than I expected. It's really keeping in line with the high-grade After War X so far. But let's see this in a little bit of detail now. For the plates, for colors, we're going to get gray on the A plate with yellow and clear orange. And that's for the burning hands or god hands or whatever you want to call them. We have the blue plate, the blue is the B plate, red is the C plate. And then we have a D and D2 plate in white, along with a separate set of hands. That was something I didn't expect. The beam swords and polycaps, lots of them. The A plate already has some pleasant surprises. First, the yellow is very bright and vivid, which is great, and I was worried that, well, I didn't think they would, but seals or something like that for the claws, if you want to call them that, on the forearms. Anyway, no problems there. They're properly molded in the right color. But I was surprised to see that these aren't just one piece. You do get things to put on the back of the hands when you do that, and you get both the left and the right with the split live long and prosper. Otherwise, the gray parts there, you've got some big parts there for the legs, and on the master grade, this is soft plastic, which allows it to stick to the table or the shelf or whatever, so it doesn't want to move. But in this case, we've just got regular plastic. The other thing that pleasantly surprised me is with the master grade, you get a sheet of just soft plastic hands, and they're all just one piece. But here we're actually getting proper molded hands, so this already has a little bit more quality than the master grade in the manipulator selection. Here's the B plate, and you'll notice that there's big channels here on the skirts, and that's going to be filled with black stickers, which is very similar to the master grade. Here we have the cannons. They're just solid mounted in there. It's just a part of the chest, nothing fancy going on there. Here are the parts for the core lander, including the jewel here is a little bit disappointing. It's just big blue part, and this is the gate that's going to open up to reveal it. But also the cockpit of the core lander here is not a clear part or anything fancy there, so you'd have to paint this if you want to make it look any better. The C plate is the same idea as the skirts. Again, they've got big channels here that you could paint or just use the stickers that they include. Big feet here. And here's what I noticed. The first thing I did when I looked at the box was you'll notice that this is solid here, but when you flip it over, you've got these big parts that are just wide open. And on the master grade, there was a part that covered that up. But in this case, when you've got it in Gundam mode, these are going to be showing forward, which I think is pretty ugly. So hopefully I can just swap those out when I build it, because I care a lot more about the appearance of the mobile suit than I do about the core lander. The D plate has a lot of small parts in white, which is pretty cool, including you'll notice that the knees are attached onto the shins here. And otherwise you've just got a lot of small parts, including the back here for the wings and a lot of the parts here for the head. The helmet is an old school front-back split, but you'll notice how much detail there is on the front of the head here. But you'll also notice that there's a lot of work that you're going to have to do if you want to make that look good. So it looks like deep channel, so no problem getting it black. But these Vulcans, etc. should be in yellow, which might be a little tricky to paint. Well, anyway. And the D2 plate is identical to the D1, except it doesn't have this right section on there, which includes the head, etc. So here you're going to get the other leg, the other part of the wings, and everything else you're going to need to put this together. Here's the E plate, and I immediately thought of the master grade as this came out of the plastic bag, but again, it's not just one piece like the master grade. It's got a mount mechanism, so I'm going to be curious to see which parts we use to attach them. Here are the beam swords, and you'll notice that they're in different lengths, and I'm wondering if they're trying to save on the amount of plastic, because in old school ones, this would have been completed with a rounded part here. Maybe it's part of their eco efforts, but that was made back in 2002, so no, I highly doubt that. And finally, tons of polycaps, including the shoulders here, so it'll be interesting to see how many of these we actually use. So while there aren't as many colors as there were in the high-grade After War Gundam X, which was a great kit by the way, check out its review, there are enough interesting looking parts here on these plates, and just enough parts in general, to make me really excited about putting this kit together. And probably my only disappointment is that I was hoping we'd see some sign of generic plates, etc. that might show that they're going to make a Shining or something in the near future, but I didn't see anything indicating that on these plates. So anyway, we could get a HGFC Shining Gundam sometime in the future, but these plates don't give us any clues, not like the way the Gundam X gave us clues about getting an X divider. On the sticker sheet, you're going to get the head, you're going to get jewels for the energy multipliers, a little yellow trim for the knees, etc. But the first thing you just notice is how many black stickers there are, and it's exactly like the Master Grade. That's all for the front skirt, shoulders, legs, etc. around the ankle guards. But I did make a mistake. There are cool shiny silver parts for the core lander, so you don't have to paint that, and it will look like a cockpit that Domon can jump out of after snapping his fingers, and the God Gundam appearing from, well, pretty much anywhere. The manual is pretty standard for a high-grade Universal Century, but it looks pretty sharp. Color splash page when you open this up. Most of these pictures we've already seen around the box, but the beam swords are looking pretty cool there. You're also going to get some color instructions on how to transform this into hyper mode and to attach it to an action base, which of course this is going to be designed to work with when they were engineering it. When you crack it open, there's a list of the plates, which we've already looked at. You only use about half the polycaps. Here's how to order any parts that you break or go missing. You build the core lander first, the head, and then put it all together. And on the back, you're going to get some action poses and a color guide where they actually show you the colors, which is, again, always appreciated. So just cracking the box open has got me in the mood to put this thing together right away, and of course, stay tuned for the review, and I'll be comparing it to the Master Grade God Gundam, and of course to its 1-month-old predecessor, the High Grade Gundam X. So stay tuned for lots more, hit like if you like the video, and as always, let me know with a comment down below what you do or don't like about the kit or the video itself. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, stay tuned for lots more videos. I'll be back with the review as soon as I can. Don't you even think about taking off my energy rings and giving them to the high grade.